There is a quietness in the world that often goes unnoticed, the stillness between the moments, the soft breath of time as it slips through our fingers like sand. It is here, in this silence, that the truth settles gently upon the heart. This, too, shall pass. I remember long ago when I was but a boy, sitting beneath an ancient oak tree. Its gnarled branches stretched wide, leaves whispering secrets to the wind. I asked my grandfather, "Will the storms ever end? Will the pain ever leave?" He smiled, eyes crinkling like the bark of that very tree, and said, "Child, the storm is but a visitor. It arrives unbidden, fierce and wild, but it cannot stay forever. Just as the oak sheds its leaves in autumn, so too must the tempest release its hold." The seasons teach us much if we listen. Spring bursts forth with promise, tender and green, yet it does not linger. Summer's warmth fades into the cool embrace of autumn, and winter's cold gives way once more to rebirth. Life is a turning wheel, ever in motion, and no shadow, no matter how long or deep, can halt its turning. There was a time in my youth when grief came like a relentless tide. The loss of a dear friend left a hollow ache that seemed to echo endlessly within my chest. I wandered through days that felt like endless night, questioning the fairness of a world that could take so much. Yet, in that darkness, I found a fragile truth. Pain, like all things, is transient. It carves deep valleys in our souls, yes, but those valleys are shaped by the rivers of time, worn smooth and softened until they become part of the landscape. Not a prison, but a path. I once heard a story of a river that flowed through a barren land. The people who lived nearby believed the river would dry up and leave them thirsty forever. But the river, patient and sure, continued its journey, sometimes rushing, sometimes barely a trickle, until it reached the sea. The river never ceased to flow, and neither did the hope of those who watched it. So too must we keep moving, even when the way seems uncertain. Endurance is not the absence of struggle. It is the quiet strength to face each dawn, to breathe through the ache, to carry on when the heart feels heavy. It is the wisdom of the earth beneath our feet, unshaken by the storms above. It is the knowing that after the longest night, the sun will rise again. When I grew older, I came to understand that suffering is not a punishment but a teacher. It strips away the illusions we cling to and reveals what is truly essential. Like the sculptor who chips away marble to reveal the form within, hardship carves our character, revealing the resilience and grace hidden beneath. There is a parable I hold dear. A man once asked a wise elder how to bear the unbearable. The elder took him to a garden and pointed to a rose bush. "See how the rose blooms despite the thorns. Its beauty is not diminished by the pain it carries. In fact, the thorns protect what is precious." The man understood then that our wounds, our trials, are part of what makes us whole. They guard the tenderness within. In the quiet moments of old age, when the world slows and memories drift like autumn leaves, I find comfort in the rhythm of life's impermanence. Each breath, each heartbeat, is a reminder that nothing is fixed, nothing eternal, except change itself. The pain you feel now, the sorrow that weighs you down, is but a passing cloud in the vast sky of your existence. I have seen the faces of those who have lost much, parents who have buried children, lovers who have parted, souls broken by fate's cruel hand. And yet, within their eyes, there is often a flicker of something unyielding. Hope. Not the loud, brash hope of certainty, but the quiet hope of endurance. The hope that the dawn will come, that the heart will heal, that the soul will find peace. Remember this: the night may be long and filled with shadows, but it is not endless. The stars shine brightest in the darkest hours, and the moon's gentle light guides the weary traveler home. So too does your spirit hold a light within, a flame that no storm can extinguish. I offer you these words not as a balm to erase your pain, but as a companion to walk beside you through it. To remind you that suffering is part of the human journey, but it is not the destination. That even in the depths of despair, there is a path forward, quiet, steady, and sure. Let the winds of change carry away your burdens. Let the passage of time soothe your wounds. Trust in the unfolding of life's great tapestry, woven with threads of joy and sorrow alike. For every ending is but a beginning in disguise. And so, my friend, when the weight of the world feels unbearable, when the night seems too dark to endure, breathe deeply and remember this simple truth, passed down through ages and whispered by the trees, the rivers, the stars. No matter how dark the night, this too shall pass. But if you will allow me to linger a little longer in this quiet reflection, I will share more of what the years have taught me. I recall a winter, bitter and relentless, when the cold seemed to seep not just into the bones, but into the very soul. The world outside was a frozen wasteland, trees stripped bare, the earth locked beneath ice. I thought then that life itself had paused, that warmth and light were gone forever. Yet beneath that frozen ground, life was stirring. Seeds lay dormant, waiting patiently for the sun's return. The earth was healing itself in silence, unseen but certain. So it is with our hearts. When grief or hardship freezes us, when we feel numb and lifeless, remember that beneath the surface, the seeds of renewal are taking root. They may be invisible now, but they are there, waiting for the warmth of time, the gentle touch of hope to awaken them. There is a story from my youth, told by an old woman who lived at the edge of our village. She spoke of a great tree that once stood in the center of a village much like ours. One day, a fierce fire swept through, and the tree was burned to a blackened stump. The villagers mourned, believing the tree was lost forever. But seasons passed, and from the stump, new shoots began to grow. The tree was reborn, stronger and more beautiful than before. The woman said, "Even when all seems lost, life finds a way to begin again." This is the quiet power of endurance, not merely to survive, but to grow through what has been lost, to find beauty in the scars, to stand taller for having been broken. I have walked many roads in my life, some smooth and sunlit, others rocky and shadowed. Along the way, I learned that suffering is not a solitary burden. It is a thread that connects us all, weaving a tapestry of shared humanity. When you feel isolated in your pain, know that others have walked that path before you, and others will walk it after. We are bound by the common experience of loss and healing, of falling and rising. There is a quiet dignity in this shared endurance. It teaches us compassion, not just for others, but for ourselves. To be gentle with the heart that stumbles, to offer kindness to the soul that weeps. I once met a traveler who carried a heavy pack filled with stones, each one a memory of pain, regret, or sorrow. He asked me, "How do I lay down this burden?" I told him, "You cannot simply cast it off, for these stones are part of your story. But you can learn to carry them with grace, to rest when weary, and to share the load with those who walk beside you." And so, my dear listener, if your heart feels heavy with stones, know that it is not weakness to pause, to seek comfort, to lean on others. It is the quiet strength of the human spirit to endure, to heal, and to move forward. In the stillness of the night, when the world is hushed and the fire's glow flickers low, I invite you to sit with your pain, to honor it as part of your journey. But do not let it define you. Like the moon that waxes and wanes, your suffering will change shape and eventually recede. There is a poem I carry with me, written long ago by a soul who understood the dance of light and shadow. Though the night be dark and long, the dawn will break with gentle song. Hold fast, dear heart, through storm and strife, for this too is the breath of life. Let these words be a lantern in your darkness, a reminder that no matter how fierce the storm, no matter how deep the night, the morning comes. And when the morning comes, it brings with it a new chance, a chance to see the world anew, to feel the sun's warmth upon your face, to hear the song of birds that have waited patiently for their time. So, my friend, rest now in this truth. The night is not your home. It is a passage, a necessary shadow that gives meaning to the light. And through it all, the heart endures. No matter how dark the night, this too shall pass. May you find peace in this knowing, strength in your endurance, and hope in the promise of the dawn.